Like I said again in the last video, if you could train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu without having constant memory problems getting in the way of your training to make progress, regardless, even if you're only training little as once a week, if you could be reassured and not have to worry about forgetting precious grappling knowledge, how much of an impact would it be to your overall Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training and progression? What's up guys, welcome to the video. So I'll be showing you guys my method and how I take notes to memorize and encode as much information that I can extract from this video tutorial right here easily and efficiently without feeling cognitively overloaded or stressed out. Memorizing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques is hard and complex, so I made it easier for myself because I believe the more knowledge that I am able to memorize and retain effectively, the more efficient and enriching it becomes to build skill from that knowledge by using kinesthetic learning later on when I get the chance to train at my gym. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kinesthetic learning is all about learning through movement and hands-on practice. So instead of just watching someone demonstrate a technique or listening to instructions, you learn through physically drilling techniques, rolling with a partner, and feeling how your body and your opponent's body reacts. This type of learning helps build muscle memory, improves timing, and develops an intuitive understanding of techniques through repetition and real-life applications during sparring. Whatever type of kinesthetic learning or methods there are in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether it is ecological or the traditional way of training, I believe that my method can make the experience to do them even more efficient and enriching thing to do. Back when I was a beginner grappler, doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu every time was a constant struggle because I had constant memory problems. So I at least want to get over that bad type of struggle of always forgetting and having memory fog when it comes to learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques, and start having a good type of struggle of finally reaching to a point of having enough foundational knowledge built to actually have fun and improve from my struggles that I may face on the mats. Like I always say, acquiring knowledge is the first step to developing skill. The second step is knowledge with practice comes skill. And I use my method to make it easier and faster to build the knowledge so that I can have more time, energy, and enjoyment to put to practice to develop the skill more efficiently for myself. But overall, it's a method that I use to memorize Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques anytime and anywhere I want without needing to drill or show up to my gym. Show me a technique and I'll show you guys how I memorize it. For this video, I'll be checking out the free Craig Jones technique, the reach around aka Octopus guard, excuse me. I have his little stuffy nose right here, and it's from a channel called the B Team, and obviously, as you can see, it's by Craig Jones. And I'll try to memorize everything I can from it. Here I have my Anki app open, ready to start my method. If you're a viewer to my channel, you already know that if you've been watching the previous videos. I already have the source and the name already filled out in the front of the digital flashcard. The source being YouTube, the B Team is the YouTube channel, and the name is again free Craig Jones technique, the reach around aka Octopus guard. And now it's time to work on the back of my card where I start my process. For this process, I'll be using two different types of learning methods called chunking and the pattern method, where first I break the large complex information that I am confronted with in this video tutorial into more smaller simple pieces by using the chunking method, and then second arrange those pieces into a different form where it becomes like a puzzle for my brain to naturally solve to figure out for the answer by using the pattern method. I find that doing these two different types of things of breaking the large complex information into simple ideas and then turning those simple ideas into questions for my brain to figure out by putting all the pieces back together to get to the answer. I find that doing these two different types of things of breaking the large complex information into simple ideas and then turning those simple ideas into questions for my brain to figure out by putting all the pieces back together to get to the answer, I find it really helps me memorize Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques like crazy. The idea for this type of memorization process that I do is that it gets me constantly thinking and making making connections throughout the whole time I do it. Because the more I can get my brain to think and make connections with the complex grappling material of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques, the more likely I am able to convince my brain to deem them valuable and have a higher chance for them to enter my long-term memory much faster and easier. That I don't feel stressed out or confused at the end of the process, that instead, whatever grappling knowledge that I just threw inside my head for the first time will stay long-term and will not be easily forgettable. That I feel very well prepared and excited to go put them to practice immediately whenever I get the chance to train at my gym. Anyways guys, let's start the video.
Guys, the reach around guard is available now. This is a position me and my training partners, especially JB, have worked a ton. He does it to me, I do it to him every day in the gym. If you guys have seen our scrambles on YouTube, this is the instructional to work out what we're doing. Available now only on BJJ.
Okay, I really like Craig Jones's introductions to his videos. I mean, it's just what it is, I guess. Yeah, I'm just
fanatics.
The most common sweep for me personally, out of the Kosoto hook position. And it's basically just a hip bump sweep, but of course a hip bump sweep from closed guard.
Oh yeah, all right, just like every other video, how I start the process is that I put a situational block here. Situational blocks, again, are a way to indicate different types of scenarios and applications that a technique can be used in the video tutorial.
God, obviously one of those first fucking things you learn, right? They got their head on the ground. We cover.
Okay. Okay, and I start the chunking process. Oh wait, hold on. 36. Make sure always add a timestamp at the end of every code. Timestamps are used as reference just in case if the line of code that I wrote is too hard to decipher or that I completely forgot what that line of code means. This way I can make it easier to find the part that I'm missing more easily. Okay, so 0036. Okay, and we are starting in close guard. Okay, so how would I express, chunk this information into code? This is how I would do it. So GA. So one of the things I do is I put the LP for low position. So what's low position? And this is how I would describe or hint it to myself. Oh, say go around, keep safe, plus go around. Equals close the position plus RAS. Okay, so I don't have to do this whole like stuffy nose thing that much. I just need to get this thing out of the way. Okay, anyways, so yeah, this is how I would describe it.
Fucking things you learn, right? They got their head on the ground.
Oh, okay. So 00 40. So yes, so if this guy's posting both his hands on besides Craig Jones's hip, so I would say he's posting plus posting. I put a 2 that to indicate the other guy, plus posting plus IL. That's in line with Craig Jones's hip. So let's see. Equals VP from position 2 equals GTM for go to move go to move equals continue from there. So The go-to move is basically that, I mean, at my gym, we call it like a fan sweep. So we cover the arm, the back of the tricep, and we just lift our hips and just like push them over to get them into the mount.
We cover the posting arm, we hit them with our hips, and we end up in mount. Obviously, probably works for about 3 minutes, and then it never works again unless obviously training partners are terrible. But that basic mechanism of
47. Let's see, state of mind equals state of mind, situational. Well, work on independence opponents, but then more XP, more experience equals not strong. Okay, so that's how I would code Craig Jones' explanation that, again, if someone going for a fan sweep a couple times, it would work on someone who's new or who has no idea what they are doing. But for more experienced players, experienced with grappling, it might not work after a certain point.
Of hitting people with the hips is how this sweep is going to work from the Kosoto hook. And again, you might have looked at that first sweep and thought, that's pretty low percentage. And I would say, you're right, it is. But there's a lot of moves in Jiu-Jitsu that we need to build the first threat so they give us a counter force that we can go with. And again, 1 out of 100 times that first movement works, right? But then of course, people work it out very quickly that they can block this by moving force in a different direction. So it's like, I'm not baiting JB by trying to sweep him with the Kosoto hook. I'm trying to sweep him. He sends force in a different direction. I follow it and sweep him on top, right? If I'm trying to take JB's weight to my right and he takes his weight to my left, he kills sweep option number 1, but he encourages sweep option number 2. And again, it is a hip bump sweep where we cover the leg instead of obviously covering the arm. But it works the exact same way. Hip bump from close guard, we block the arm that they would post on the grounds, right? So like if I'm back in close guard here, if I hit him with my hips and JB just posts this arm.
Situation number 2.
If I cover that post, we're gonna sweep him. Think of this the same way, right? We're gonna block the post that would kill this sweep, but instead of it being an arm, it's gonna be a leg here, right? So JB's pushing into me here. We beat the crossface. I take the Kosoto hook. I'm trying to turn the corner here, but JB, he wants to start dropping this hip into me here. If he effectively drops this hip in, I take the Kosoto. It's gonna be a leg here, right? So JB's pushing into me here.
224. Okay. LP equals RFA plus RFA. No, he's not framing. Where is that leg going? Okay. Frame. Okay. So it's frame plus go under plus keep safe.
Here, we beat the crossface. I take the Kosoto hook. I'm trying to turn the corner here.
Okay, I see. Maybe 222. And then 224 would be JB pushing, adding pressure against Craig Jones. So once he starts adding pressure into his opponent, equals. plus take opportunity equals let go. Wait, hold on. Equals HP. Swing opportunity equals let go plus go under. Go over plus go around plus keep safe. Okay.
Yeah, but JB, he wants to start dropping this hip into me here. If he effectively drops this hip into me, he could flatten me out here, right? And again, this isn't the end of the battle here. There's here, but JB, he wants to start dropping this hip into me here. Into me here, we beat the crossface. I take the Kosoto hook.
It goes preferred position.
I'm trying to turn the corner here, but JB, he wants to start.
Okay. 2, 1. Warning. Warning. First move, and that is, oops, D level goes
to start dropping this hip into me here. If he effectively drops this hip into me, he could flatten me out here, right? And again, this isn't the end of the battle here. There's things we can do to survive, but he's killed one of the battles we sought to achieve, and we were seeking height. JB's killed our height advantage here, right? But of course, this is gonna be the counter to the Kosoto sweep. So as soon as I feel this, we come back a step. As soon as I feel any resistance, I cup his leg here. So yeah.
okay. 3. So you guys, these things are called blocks right here. I convert the information into what I call block by using the chunking method. Blocks are a way to give the technique more of a simple context approach for the brain to work with, to memorize easier. Blocks are basically abbreviations that convey movement, imagination, signifiers, and any idea I can use to relate and convert complex information into simple ideas. The best way to use the blocks, like I always say, is to not make them too specific or detailed, but more in a way cryptic that only gives enough clues to get the brain thinking, to try to logically guess and make connections with the correct way of thinking that fits the context of the technique being demonstrated in the video. And like I always say, I always start the block by putting a step block.
Change angle. So we got our Kosoto hook. This hip starts coming into me. I cup his leg.
Okay, I'll do this as step 3 plus, you know what, I'll combine these two. That's less than act quick equals let go plus go over plus sweet spot plus keep safe equals PRP.
Leg, and I hit him with my hips.
Okay, and then he also posted with his other arm. So this one's going around the leg to get something ready, and this one's to post, so he doesn't. Oh god, my brain. My brain's not working right now. Anyways. Plus post spot equals kickstand. There we go. This is to describe this block right here with the parentheses. This is to describe the arm that's, you know, up on its elbow and it's posted, and the KST is to serve as a kickstand. So yeah, this is the kickstand right here.
Hips.
Okay.
Starts coming into me. I cup his leg and I hit him with my hips.
Okay, now let's see. 314. Okay. Drive hard plus push away equals better precision.
To come over the top. If I didn't cover that leg, and I tried to come over the top, he posts the foot on the ground. And we probably get our back taken here. So we're threatening to come off. JB.
Okay.
And we probably get our back. And I tried to come over the top, he posts the foot on the ground. And we probably get our back taken here. So we're...
Okay, so 320. It's always good to make sure how important cupping that leg is, because either he switches base and drive into you, or he posts that leg up. Now you can't drive him all over. You can just take your back. Important. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a linking block. This is how the linking block works. Let's see, I would go to a different section. So step 3. This is linking blocks are a way to help me continue my thinking from a specific step or section of blocks throughout the code. ST2. So I'm starting out from situation 2. I want to continue or branch off from step 3. And this is the first section of step 3, because the first section is always the line of code with a step block in it. And this step 3 has the first and then the second section right here. Any line of code that does not have a step block in it automatically falls under the step block above it. So this line of code that doesn't have a step block in it automatically falls under step 3. The first section is S1, and see which line of code of blocks. Let's see, 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block, 5 block, 6 block, 7 block, 7 block. I mean, it could be the act quick block too, because act quick is equals to this is the outcome. So technically act quick leads to this. So these two are basically the same, but just for more less complexity in my explanation, let's just count the blocks this way, just to make it more simple. Greater than warning equals space equals both spot 2 equals take away 2 equals take advantage 2 equals power position. Power position is basically to indicate any position that is very dominant, you know, especially if it's like mount or even in the back.
Threatening to come off. JB starts to drop his hip. I cover the ankle here. Once we've secured the ankle and we've tightened it in a meaningful way, I've prevented JB lifting this knee to the sky or stomping that foot to the ground. And then I just lift my hips like a hip bump sweep and bump him with my hips, and we land in side control.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make a little more adjustment. Go around, enter, go low, move forward. First moves. Go over. 2. Okay.
But of course, like I said, every octopus guard sweep comes with a risk of a counter octopus. And this is where it's one of the most fun positions in Jiu-Jitsu, because it can end up being an ongoing scramble. So whenever I sweep someone, I immediately step over both legs here.
403. Okay. 403. Step 5. Equals cautious move equals those plus more secure equals transition plus go over plus keep safe equals rest thing equals better position. Alright, how about this one should be preferred position instead of a better position?
Because of course, again, if JB now tries to come up, we can take his back quite easily.
It's greater warning equals D level. Plus prepare.
I immediately step over both legs here. Because of course, again, if JB now tries to come up,
408. Plus bait. B is for bait. Equals take opportunity equals power position. So
up, we can take his back.
G A equals power position.
Quite easily. So look at it from this angle as well. So we've beaten the crossface here. I've taken a Kosoto hook. I'm trying to flare him. I feel any resistance, we cover the shin. So any resistance into me here, we cover that shin and we lift. And I hit him with my hips here. Because look, there's nothing JB can do with his hands to prevent me hip bumping him. If he tries to post his hands behind him, we're still able to step over there. And we can immediately step over while it's left. Typically speaking, he'll probably concede to mount here and try to push our legs back. But again, this is one of the most common sweeps out of Octopus guard for me. We beat the crossface, we come up, we take our Kosoto hook, I cover the legs, and I hit him with my hips. Immediately step over the legs. So I call it basically the Octopus hip bumps.
Okay, maybe I should. Okay, so this is the idea. This is from the go-to move. From situation 1, go-to move. So I should put this idea here. Go over, go around, stand, take opportunity. Yeah, I should put it here. State of mind equals situation 1 dash step 2 dash section 1 dash let's see. Okay, yeah, every block is included in there. This okay, yeah, it's the same idea. That's what I am. That's the reason why I made a linking block to have this be linked.
Bump sweep here, but if you're ever confused about the mechanism, think of your day 1 hip bump sweep. But instead of covering the arm, we're covering the second leg, the leg that they would use to post, to counter, obviously that move.
Okay, that looks like it's it for the video. Sorry, I've been been nasally with this video. I guess I have a little cold going on again. But anyways, After I finally converted all of this information from this video that I learned into this code form, having the new information fresh in my head to prevent this information from spoiling, the last process I do is that I use the Anki app to help me review and increase my retention of the information by using a method called spaced repetition. That way I don't have to worry about forgetting what I just memorized. It could be weeks to months to even years. It wouldn't matter because this method will make sure I won't forget it in the long run, as long as I'm consistent with it, of course. But anyways guys, that's really it for the video. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Like I always say, when it comes to learning, memorization is a required tool, and the better the ability to memorize things, the more easier and efficient it is to learn and enjoy learning. With this memorization process of mine, I believe being able to memorize things easier is an advantage, because the faster and easier that I'm able to memorize a technique, the more better time I will have drilling them with a partner, or make it easier for higher belts to help me improve them more effectively on the mats. But anyways guys, that's really it for this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. So see ya.